Greetings, everyone. I hope you are fine. I hope you are doing well. And I'd like to say thank you very much for subscribing on this channel. And if you haven't done so, I would appreciate if you can just smash that subscribe button, smash that like button like never before.
Fellow South Africans, it is not by coincidence that I address you today on June 16, 2024, on the 48th commemoration of the June 16 massacre, when young children stood up to the enemy and said, "Enough is enough." Today, we say the same. You will also remember that I last addressed the nation exactly 6 months ago, on 16 December 2023, in Soweto, where I gave 7 reasons why I had come to the difficult decision that I would campaign and vote for Umkhonto Wesizwe and not for the sellout ANC of Ramaphosa. I called for the unity of the left and all progressive forces. On 16 December 2023, I said, open quote, "I call on all South Africans to join me in taking this important step and vote for MK Party and any other progressive parties which seek total liberation and the return of our land to its rightful owners, the African people." The task ahead requires young and old leaders alike to pull in the same direction. No single organization can pull us all out of this present crisis. We require the same spirit which saw us defeat the monster of apartheid. I later indeed campaigned on the ticket of asking patriotic and freedom-loving South Africans to follow my lead and vote for Umkhonto Wesizwe and other progressive parties in the 2024 elections. Before anything else, let me take this opportunity to thank all of the more than 4 million South Africans who voted for Umkhonto Wesizwe and all progressive forces who are fighting for the return of our land. Siyabonga, Realeboga. He can say, "Baie dankie." As we speak, the newly formed Progressive Caucus of Parties commands close to 30% of the seats in the National Assembly. We strongly believe that if it was not for the massive electoral fraud and other irregularities committed while the IEC was watching, that number would be far higher and perhaps in the majority.
Need to pray for former President Jacob Zuma. I believe that this is the leader that we need, because right now, as we speak in this country, we have a few leaders who are like him. I know it might sound weird to other people, but I believe that we need to pray for him so that God can give him some few years, because we are closer than you can imagine. I would like to start by talking about what he said, by referring to ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa as a sellout. I believe that he's not saying this out of hatred. He's saying this out of concern, because right now, as we speak, ANC is moving towards a different direction. ANC was given a chance multiple times, but it's failing to implement its policies, because in order to implement the policies of ANC, or the founding policies of the ANC, all the executive of ANC should have the same mind. But as long as they are divided, it's going to be impossible for them to achieve what they have to achieve. So President Zuma is concerned about land, because without land, you cannot do anything. So many people may have lied to you, telling you that they will reduce unemployment. It's impossible. You cannot reduce unemployment without land. For an example, many economists and many accountants have lied to you, and most of them, they don't even understand how economy works. So African economy works with the land. Without land, there's absolutely nothing you can do. So when we talk about land, we talk about the land that we are living in, the land that we are walking on, the land that has minerals. So we're talking about the land, the fertile soil, and its minerals, and everything that is in it. So without it, there's absolutely nothing we can do. So that is why our forefathers fought for land. So some people confuse the land with service delivery. So our forefathers didn't fight for service delivery, didn't fight for jobs, didn't fight for grant, didn't fight for all these things. But people like Nelson Mandela, they had to risk their own professions to fight for this land. So when they were fighting for freedom, they were actually fighting for land. So people like Jacob Zuma, they also risked their education, they risked everything in order to fight for this land. So you have to get the land first, then you can say, now I have to deliver. It's like your salary. You have to get your salary first before you can implement certain things in your own house, before you can say, I'm going to buy grocery, I'm going to invest, I'm going to do this. You have to get your salary first, or you have to get your income first. So same applies to us, Africans. We have to get the land first before we can say, now we have to deliver. We have to do 1, 2, 3. Because if people tell you that they can create jobs without land, it's a lie. The only thing they can do is to do away with the minimum wage, so that maybe 10 people can share one salary. So that is why we need a government that can protect its own citizens, because we have minerals, we have gold, we have platinum, we have chrome, we have diamond, we have all these kinds of minerals. So they have to be processed here. So these minerals are the ones that are going to create jobs for you. This land is the one that is going to create jobs for you, because one of you should be called an expert of processing gold, an expert of processing platinum, and so on and so on. So if we process everything here, then we are going to sell everything at our own rate. We are going to sell everything at our own price. So as a result, we are going to create jobs. And again, we have a fertile land. So we have to make sure that our agricultural land can be able to employ certain people permanently. All those things to happen or to be fulfilled, then the land has to come back, and the government has to be in control of the land, because without land, there's absolutely nothing you can do. So these are the concerns of Jacob Zuma, because they fought for land. Even our brothers and sisters who fought in 1976, they were not fighting for service delivery, they were not fighting for jobs, but they were fighting for only one thing, for freedom. They were fighting against the system. It's a lie to be told that land is not significant, is not important. In 2019, Mr. Ramaphosa promised to create 1 million jobs, if I'm not mistaken. He failed. He didn't manage. Why? There's absolutely nothing you can do without land, because all the resources has to be produced here, has to be processed here. Everything has to be processed here. As a result, is going to create jobs and many other things. And other people will be able to sustain themselves using the land through animal farming and many other ways. As long as the government is in control, as long as the kings as well are in charge. So again, Jacob Zuma is the father of the nation, because he's not only concerned about himself, but he's also concerned about everyone who voted. Everyone who voted for the land, irregardless of whether you voted for PAC, EFF, and etc. He's thanking all those people. So this is a sign that Mr. Jacob Zuma is very experienced when it comes to politics. He understands very well that right now, as we speak, we are divided than we were during apartheid. Right now, we are very divided than we were during apartheid. So he understands very well that in order for us to defeat the lion, in order for us to defeat this elephant, we have to work together. So it's not about one-man show, but it's all about us coming together, working together to defeat the elephant. That is why I'm like, we have to pray for him so that he can have some more years, because we still need such leaders who has such a gift of attracting people, engaging well with people, being loved by people, and so forth and so forth. We need such people, because you cannot replace him easily just like that. You cannot replace him like replacing an ordinary employee. So that is why I'm like, we really need Jacob Zuma. And there are people out there who are like, Jacob Zuma is now arrogant and so forth and so forth. Please be patient. If we've been patient for ANC, irregardless of the things that they've done to people, I believe that we can still be patient for Jacob Zuma, because he has gone through a lot. He has gone through a lot, being in court, Jabulani Khumalo. He's been through a lot. So if you've been through such and such, it's not going to be easy for you to trust everybody. That is why it seems as if things now are moving slow. We need to be very, very patient. This is the kind of a leader that I like. So we are concerned about land. I'm sure that if you're also concerned about land, you have to pay attention and you have to be very, very patient. Right now, as we speak, we are very close. I would appreciate if you can just smash that subscribe button, smash that like button like never before.